Hey fellas. Hey fellas. So, I know what you're thinking. Dude, you're alive. And, yeah, I kind of amazed myself on that one at times too. Which is kind of silly because, most people live their entire lives and, I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I've been doing temp work to get by lately. I'm not above busting my hump for pennies, but I'd rather be making more than chump change. Also, didn't really anticipate still being here 7 months later, but when I say here, I mean where I'm currently living. But that's life sometimes. My contract work has not quite come through yet. Got to go through the big, horrible vetting process from hell. But whatever. Whatever. Hey guys, look. Returned to Ravnica Prerelease. Oh yeah. So as you can see, I went I went 4-1 with this deck. 4 wins, 1 loss. That's not bad. My only match loss took 3 games. It was against a guy playing Celestia, and he just dominated the ground war, which is where Izzet's kind of weak, because Izzet's got removal and counters and flyers and small dudes on the ground at best. It's like, yeah. This deck was not equipped to handle 5/5 tramplers and 8/8s on the ground. It just wasn't. It wasn't. And so yeah. And so I got beat by him. Then the next 3 people I played, I swept hard. One of them even looked at his deck afterwards. He was playing Rakdos, and I'm looking over it, and I'm like, no, this should have worked a hell of a lot better than it did. Because I'm looking over his deck, and I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm seeing all of this stuff that, as a whole, he should have at the very least put up a fight against me, and I just stomped him like he wasn't there. So we played a third game just for craps and giggles, and he still lost. But he put up a much, much better fight, And then it was the final, in the 5th round. I went up against another Rakdos player, and he actually got a game on me. He didn't win, but he got a game on me. But that's okay though. I mean, he made me work for those. He made me work for those. But I came in 4th place, and I got some boosters out of the deal. Yay! So anyways, let's open this thing up. Stupid retired achievement card, which I didn't do anything with. Some of these are so damn dumb. Speaking scientific gibberish for 1 turn. The high five a fellow Izzet member. Attend a guild meeting with fellow Izzet members. What the hell is this, guys? Really? I mean, how lame can you get? I don't know. Little welcome note from some Izzet dude. Little Izzet sticker thingy. Spin down die. Life counter. I will say right now I'm actually kind of jealous of the other spin downs that other people got, because red numbers on a dark colored die do not show up well. I learned that one years ago when I had a gray die with red numbers that that I had for several months, and one of my friends was looking at it and he's like, dude, that's a cool looking die. And he had this clear, sparkly green 20-sider with white numbers, and I'm like, I'll trade you for that one. He's like, okay. That's when he used to use the horrible gray die, and he's like, dude, I can't read this thing. Yeah, that's why I was happy to trade it away. I think the only color red, dark color that red stands out well against is well, I don't know, red just doesn't stand out well against a lot of colors. I mean, at least not on dice, Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. So, you see about this thing? Get the... Hey, oh. Look, I got some tokens and basic lands and silly advertising cards where Wizards advertises Magic Online and Friday Night Magic and intro decks and... Oh, look at this. There's information on the other sides about some of the guilds. So they're not completely bad. An Ooze token, a Rhino token. Yay! One of each basic Ravnica land. So we pull this thing out. That was actually a sideboarded in for my last games. Jeez. Okay, let's try to see what I looked at here. Okay. Now, what was nice about this, of course, you know, playing, you know, I went Izzet, so I'm doing red-blue. But there's 6 islands, 5 mountains, an Izzet Guild Gate, 2 Transguild Promenades, a Blood Crypt, a reprinted Shockland, and 2 swamps, because I'm splashing black. I'm splashing black. Now, originally I was splashing black just for these 3 cards, a Stab Wound, which is really nice, Augur Spree, which is really nice, target creature gets +4, -4 till end of turn. It's very similar to the old card Bloodlust, except Bloodlust gave +4, -4, but it couldn't reduce the creature's toughness below 1. This can. Yeah. Yeah, removal. And Slum Raper, it's a 4/2, when he hits the board, everybody sacks a dude. Nice. I had a Blister Coil Weird in the deck. It's a 1/1 for a red or a blue. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn and untaps. But last couple of games, I sideboarded him out for a Sewer Shambler because I was facing Rakdos decks, or Golgari decks, or both. And he's a 2/1 Swamp Walker for 2 and a black that scavenges for 2 and a black. So he's not bad at all. He was a solid sideboard dude. Unfortunately, he never came up every time I sideboarded him in, right? So, main deck. Gutter Snipe, there were a couple of games when he did a lot of damage. Street Spasm, very nice. X red. X damage to target creature you don't control without flying. Or Overload for XX red, where it's X creature to each creature you don't control without flying, which is nice. 3 Annihilating Fires, 1 in double red for 3 to target creature or player. If a creature would die this way, exile it instead. Nice. That's nice. It's removal, guys. So as you can see right here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of removal right there. What else I got? Sphinx of the Chimes. He's just awesome because he was a 5/6 flyer. He's a 4 in double blue, 5/6 flying. His other ability was never really relevant. I mean, I could have used it, but it was not really relevant, at least not in any of my games. Discard 2 non-land cards with the same name to draw 4 cards. Kinda spiffy. Kinda spiffy. Oh, and I had, in addition to the 3 Annihilating Fires and whatnot, 3 Rune Wings. 3 and a blue for a 2/2 flyer. When it dies, draw a card. Nice. Paralyzing Grasp. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. So that's another creature control card. Very nice. Inspiration. 3 and a blue for an instant to draw 2 cards. I like the instant draw card effects and whatnot. It's pretty snazzy. Instant speed draw card is the best way to do it. Especially, you're in blue, damn it. You sit there with counter spells in hand, wait for your opponent to declare the end of his turn, then you say, oh, okay, I don't have to counter anything this turn. I'm going to draw some cards instead. Yeah. That's how you annoy people. Tower Drake, it's a 2/1 flyer for 2 and a blue. Toughness inflates with white mana till end of turn. It's a reprint from Invasion block. Aquasteed, 3 and a blue for a 1/3. 2 colorless and a blue. Tap it, target creature gets -2, -0 till end of turn. It's nice. It's one of the few creatures on the ground that's okay, right? In the that I got, because you just play it. It's like, oh, I block one of your dudes. Like if your other dude penalties. Beautiful thing. Stealer's Secrets. It's a 2/2. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. You draw a card. Yep, draw a card. There's no may involved. No may involved at all. Is it Charm? All of the guilds have charms. The charms go all the way back to Mirage, where there was one cheap casting cost card in each color that had 3 different functions. And they've been printed again. They've had different charms printed again and again over the years. And it's nice to see guild charms. Now the Is It Charm is a counter target spell unless they pay 2 colorless, or 2 target creature or player. Oh no, I'm sorry, just a creature. Or draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. I'll be perfectly honest, most of the time I was using this to nuke creature for 2. There was one time I used to counter a removal spell, which was fun. So Is It Charm? Another removal. So I'm packing a fair amount of removal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 removal cards. Yeah, I was packing a fair amount of removal. A Goblin Electromancer. He's a red and a blue for a 2/2. Reduces the casting cost of instants and sorceries. Well, your instants and sorceries by 1. The Niv Mizzet Draco Genius. 2 colorless, double blue, double red for a 5/5 flyer. When it deals damage to a player, you may draw a card. Pump a red and a blue and it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Niv Mizzet's nice. Well, especially new Niv Mizzet. Before I get, I'll let myself get distracted by that for a second. I do have Is It versus Golgari hanging around. I was going to do a review on it. If I get the chance, hopefully this week, I will review it and put it up, even though it's been out for a few weeks anyway. But I'll do that. Nivix Guildmage. This guy's nice. It's a red and a blue for a 2/2. You pump a colorless, a red, and a blue to draw a card and discard a card. And 2 colorless, a blue, and a red to copy an instant or sorcerer you control, and you may choose new targets. What's nice about that is there's no limit on how many times a turn you can do it, or how many times you can do it to a single spell. That's nice. And of course my pre-release card, Hypersonic Dragon. You could play with the pre-release cards in the deck apparently, which I thought was pretty boss. I didn't think you could do that at first, because at first his card slot was being taken up by a Batterhorn. He's a 4/3 for 5 when he hits the board, nuke an artifact. But when I found out you could play your pre-release card, I took him right the hell out and put in the Hypersonic. Hypersonic. Because Hypersonic Dragon's good. You know, he's a flyer. I had a hard time cutting this deck down to 40 cards. I really did. I had a second stab wound I wanted to run. I ended up not. Minotaur Aggressor, he's 7 mana, which is prohibitively high, but he's a 6/2 first strike haste, which is really saucy. I'm thinking about putting him in my Minotaur deck, where I can basically just play him for 3 mana with Didgeridoo, at instant speed and be nearly uncounterable. Yeah. Cobble Brute, it's a 5/2 for 4. Can't really complain. Dino Charge, instant single red, target creature gets you control gets +2/+0 till end of turn. Overloads for 2 and a red. Now what's funny about that is overall that actually makes it better than, I believe it's Trumpet Blast, which was reprinted in M13. Attacking creatures get +2/+0 till end of turn for 2 and a red. So Dino Charge is hands down better overall. Unless of course for some reason you want your opponent's attacking creatures to get +2/+0. I wouldn't know why. I had 1, 2, 3 Bellows Lizards. It's a 1/1 for a single red. Pump a Cultist and a red gets +1/+0 till end of turn. It's interesting. It's interesting. A Pursuit of Flight. It's a Cultist and a red. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and also gains flying until end of turn if you pump blue. It's interesting. And hands down better than, well, I don't know if I'd say, yeah, usually better than, with Volcanic Strength, I think it is. That was reprinted M13. Chance creature gets +2/+2 and Mountain Walk. No, well, actually, that would probably be better in this format, actually, because a lot of people are going to be splashing red. Yeah. Lobber Crew, 2 and a red for a 0/4 defender. Tap for 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you play a multicolor spell, untap it. Not bad. Essence Backlash. It's a 2, a red, and a blue. Counter target creature spell and deal damage to the spell's controller equal to its power. It's not bad. Some white cards I was thinking about splashing, because at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to go splash black or splash white. I ended up with black. I think it was the right decision, but I did have some really good white cards in here. Sphinx's Revelation. Well, actually, I didn't have good white cards, but I had good white-blue cards. But Sphinx's Revelation, X, white, blue, blue, instant, draw X cards, gain X life. Fall of the Gavel, 3, white, blue, counter spell, gain 5 life. Dramatic Rescue, for a white and a blue, return creature to owner's hand, you gain 2 life. Civic Saber is kind of cute, but I don't think I had enough multicolored creatures for it to really be worth running. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each of its colors. Cancel I wanted to run, but I didn't. I'm really happy to see Cancel remain in the Standard. I mean, I don't really play Standard much, but I'm happy to see it still hanging around. One of the cute things, of course, they reprinted Giant Growth in this set. Chronic Flooding is interesting. It's a Cultist and a blue for a land enchantment. Whenever enchanted land becomes tapped, its controller takes his top 3 from deck and puts them in his grave. That's nice. He mills himself for 3. Crosstown Courier is a 2/1, deals combat damage to a player. That player puts that many cards from top of deck to graveyard. So he's a 2/1 that when he hits a person, you mill for that many. It's not bad. Dispel, counter an instant. Didn't run it. Downsize, target creature gets -4, -0 till end of turn, overloads for 2 and a blue. In retrospect, maybe I should have sideboarded that in against that Celestia player in round 1. I don't know. Chemist's Trick, target creature you don't control gets -2, -0 for a red and a blue, overloads for 3 colors, a blue and a red. Oh, -2, -0, and attacks this turn. Okay, that's what makes it better than Downsize. That's interesting. That's interesting. Street Sweeper, it's a 4/6 for 6. When it attacks, destroy all auras attached to target land. It's kind of interesting. I didn't see anyone using land enchantments at all. Nightly Valor. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 at Vigilance. When Nightly Valor hits the board, you get a 2/2 White Knight token with Vigilance. It's not bad. 2 Avenging Arrows, 2 and a white, instant destroy target creature that dealt damage this turn.
Ethereal Armor, enchanted creature gains first strike and +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. Sunspire Griffin, 1 in double white for a 2/3 flyer. That's not bad at all. That's actually pretty solid. Swift Justice, until in turn target creatures +1/+1 first strike, and lifelink. Interesting. Precinct Captain, double white for a 2/2 first striker. When he deals combat damage to a player, you get a 1/1 white soldier token. Seller of Songbirds, when it hits the board, you get a 1/1 white flying bird. Armory Guard, 2/5 if you has vigilance as long as you control a gate. Each of the guild gates, it's a basic land, comes into play. Outside basic land, I'm sorry. Each of the guild gates is a land. It comes into play tapped, and it taps for either of the two colors provided by the guild. You saw the Izzet guild gate when I was going over my lands earlier. A Rakdos Ringleader. It's a 4 black-red for a 3/1 first striker. Deals combat damage to a player. That player pitches a card at random, and it regenerates for black. Honestly, the discard, given how late that's going to hit the game, random discard isn't really going to mean much. Sadly. Which is because, and I say sadly because random discard is one of the most hated mechanics ever come up with in the game. I mean, as much as some people hate discard, they hate random discard more. But, hey, whatever. Whatever. Spawn of Rix Maddie, it's or Mahdi, 3 colors black-red for a 5/3 with Unleash. The Unleash mechanic is interesting. Basically, you can have the creature come to play with a +1/+1 counter on it, and the creature can't block if it has a +1/+1 counter on it. So Rakdos is kind of designed to be really aggressive. Hellhole Flailer, it's a colorless black and a red for a 3/2 with Unleash. You pump 2 colorless black and a red, and he deals damage equal to his power to target player. It's pretty saucy. Of Rakdos, Shred Freak. It's 2 mana in any combination of red and or black for a 2/1 haste. Launch Party. I thought about running one of these. I really did. As additional cost to cast, sack a creature, destroy target creature, controller loses 2 life. It's alright, it's not bad. Unfortunately, you're also 2-for-1ing yourself in the process, but eh. Xanakiv Locust, it's 6 mana for a 3/3 flyer, but that scavenges for 2 and double black. Drainpipe Vermin is actually kind of cute. It's a single black for a 1/1. When he dies, you may pay black. If you do, target player discards a card. That's slightly cheaper. It's cheaper to get on the board than the 1/1 rat that makes people discard, whose name I can't remember. Dead Reveler. It's a 2/3 with Unleash. It's alright. It's not. It's nothing. It's nothing exciting, but it's solid. An Ogre Jailbreaker. He's 4 mana for a 4/4 defender that can attack anyway if you have a gate. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Now, one of the things that boggled my mind is here I am playing Izzet. And here I am playing Izzet. And I've got a Celestia Key Rune. The Key Runes are all nice. It's a 3. Oh, they're all 3, and they tap for one of the 2, for either of the colors associated with their guild, and they turn into a creature when you pump both the guild manas into it. Both colors of guild mana into it. The thing with the Celestia Key Rune is it turns into a 3/3, which is really nice. The Izzet Key Rune turns into a 2/1 that when it deals combat damage to a player, you loot. That is, you do the Merfolk Looter thing. You would draw a card and pitch a card. The black one is the black-red one is a 3. The Rakdos one is a 3/1 first striker. That's ridiculous. The white-blue is a 2/2 flyer. The Golgari, I believe, is a 2/2 Death Touch. I mean, they're all nice. They're all nice. But I got the Celestia one, which wasn't even remotely in my colors. Plus, I got the 2 of the Celestia gates. Yeah, go fig. I decided I did not want to run 4-color pile. Screw you all. Screw you all. Centaur's Herald is interesting. It's a 0-1 for a single green. You can pump 2 in a green and sacrifice it for a 3/3 Centaur token. Centaur Healer, colorless, a green and a white for a 3/3. When he hits the board, you gain 3 life. It's not bad. Vitilgazi Guildmage. It's a 2/2. You pump 4 a white and a green for a 3/3 Centaur token, and 2 a white and a green to populate. Yeah, that's not freaking strong. No, not at all. Late game, that thing's awesome. Early game, which is when you can play it, it's like, yeah, whatever. You know? Oak Street Innkeeper, it's a 1/2 for 2 and a green. During your, what is it? If it's not your turn, creatures you control that are tapped have hexproof. That's kind of weird. It's interesting. I like it. It stops a lot of your creatures from being hit with sorcery speed removal or debilitating enchantments. Karazda Monitor, it's 2 and double green for a 3/3 trample that scavenges for 5 and double green. The fact that it's a 3/3 trample for 2 and double green is what's the important part on that one. You're probably not going to be scavenging it that often because that's really, really high on the curve to do that. But, you know what, a 3/3 trampler for 2 and double green, it's not significantly worse than good old War Mammoth, which was 3 and a green for a 3/3 trample, way back in the days of, like, Alpha Throw, whenever the hell they stopped printing it. So, you know, for limited, you know, sealed deck and draft purposes, a 3/3 trample for 2 and 2, it's not bad. Oh, hey, look, and there's another one. A Chorus of Might, 3 and a green, instant. Till end turn, target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and trample. Horn Colors Chant, 7 a green to put a 4/4 Rhino with a token with trample on the boards and populate. At the very least, you're getting 2 rhinos. A Rumbleback Rhino, 5 mana for a 3/4 hexproof.
So, where was I before I got interrupted? Oh, yeah. Yes, I got interrupted. There's a transition, blah, 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 blah. I started the shooting the video actually like 2 days ago, and today it's Thursday, release tournament tomorrow night, blah, blah, blah. So I believe, if I recall correctly, I left off, there's just 2 cards left. A Golgari Charm. Now, all of the guild charms are nice. They all do nice stuff, you know. This one's black and a green, instant. All creatures get neg1 till end of turn, or destroy an enchantment, or regenerate each creature you control. That's not bad. That is actually seriously not bad. That can do so much crazy stuff, it's not even funny. And I also got a Jared's Orders. It's 2 colors, a black and a green. For a sorcery, you search your library for up to 2 creatures and reveal them. You put 1 in your hand and the other into your graveyard, and then shuffle. That's actually pretty boss. That is actually, I mean, granted, yeah, it's 4 mana, but search your deck. 4 mana in black and green, especially green, which is known for mana acceleration. But 4 mana, search your deck for 2 creatures, put 1 in your hand, 1 in your graveyard, and being black and green, the creature being in, especially black, a creature being in your graveyard might as well make it next to casting cost free, you know? And that, and heavens forbid it, it's just like, in this block, even in this set, when you've got a bunch of black creatures with the scavenge ability, or heavens forbid, any creatures with the scavenge ability, that's pretty nice. And if you go into, like, you know, other blocks, older formats, blah, 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 there's some really nice stuff you can just chuck into your graveyard and go, oops, look what I got. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm pretty sure come here, you. I'm reaching for stuff across the table and trying not to show you the whole table because part of it's a mess. I'm pretty sure I mentioned the spin downs. I'm not too thrilled about this one. It's the guild colors, but they don't work very well on a die. I'm thinking maybe they should have used a lighter blue, but maybe that's me. I don't know. Silly little guild sticker, tattoo, whatever the hell it is. Welcome note from someone in the guild. Stupid achievement card, which means abso-freaking-lutely nothing. Yeah. But anyways, as I was saying, I put 2 fingers on there. That way it doesn't look like I'm flipping off the world. I did pretty good with this. I went 4-1. The only guy I lost to was a fellow playing Celestia, and I got a game on him anyway. You know, in a best 2 out of 3, I got a game on him. So I made him work for that win. I made him work for it. The only other person to get a game on me was last round. Fellow playing Rakdos got like 1 game on me, and he made me work for my wins. There's one fellow who was playing like I believe it was like Rakdos with a splash of Golgari, and his deck just sat there and sucked wind against me. And it's just like afterwards, I looked over his deck and I'm looking at everything in it. I'm like, this should have worked. At the very least, I should not have been able to just plow through you like you weren't there. What happened? And he's like, I don't know. And we played a 3rd game just for craps and giggles. He still lost, but he put up a much better fight. And much better. And yeah, that happens sometimes, I guess. But I believe, if I recall correctly, I came in 4th, and I get 6 booster packs and prizes. Yeah, boosters. I could save these and draft with them this weekend, but I'm not. They're my boosters. They're my prizes. I'm going to open them up. And you're going to get to see them, folks. You're going to get to see what I got. Unless I get a really good common, I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to see all these commons in draft for the next several weeks. So I'm not going to get myself too worried about that. But, you know, a little sampling token. Let's see what we got here. We got, Unless I get, like, a truly... Actually, we're talking about some of the commons, though, I found. Doorkeeper. He looks like he's going to be interesting. He's a 0/4 for 2 mana, and you can... you pump 2 colors in a blue and tap him, and you mill your opponent for the number of creatures with Defender that you control. He's going to be interesting in draft. If you can get a blue-red or a blue-white stall deck, he's going to be interesting. Okay, so there's the first pack. I'm just going to get all these opened up. I'm very happy that Return to Ravnica is finally out. Oh, that's cute. Very happy. Because I was getting sick of M13. Really, really sick of M13. And I'll have some thought. I think I'll make a dedicated video with some thoughts on that in a bit. Hopefully before next week is out. Hopefully. We'll see. Oh, hey, look at that. Shiny. You know, oh, look at that, there's another shiny. And of course, you know, ads for Duel of Planeswalkers and stuff like that in here, blah, blah, blah. One of the things I've noticed is that last few pre-releases,
I've noticed that at least for pre-release, you get, you know, holy crap, really? In 6 packs, that's 3 foils now. What in the night? Hey to the who's it's just going on here, you know? But as I was saying, yeah, it seems to me that the packs used in pre-releases seem to be front-loaded these days with like some of the better and or interesting stuff. But maybe that's just, you know, my area. I don't know. Or maybe, you know, it's just a quirk of random distribution. I wish I knew what to tell you on that. I mean, you know, heaven forbid, I mean, I open my stuff here and, you know, and I get like, you know, some cool even off color. I got cool rares. I got like the red-black Shockland. You know, look at that. Okay. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So, pick our good friend the camera back up. Drag Mangler. He's a 3/3 haste that. For a colors of black and green, that scavenges for 3 of black and a green. That's actually pretty solid. I mean, in black, alright, here's the deal. A 3/3 with an ability that's usually off color. Haste is pretty solidly a red ability. You rarely see it in other colors. And here's a black-green creature with haste, and it's a 3/3 for 3 mana, and it's got scavenge for a not outrageous mana cost on the scavenge. So it's just, that's actually pretty boss. Hover Barrier, it's a 2 and a blue for an 06 Defender flying. It's going to be an interesting stall card. It really is. Just like Fogbank is an M13 draft. Nivix Guildmage, he's going to be really nice and limited. Just plain straight up nice. And a Search the City, 4 and a blue for an enchantment. When it hits the board, you exile the top 5 cards of your library. When you play a card with the same name as one of the exiled cards, you may put one of those cards with that name into its owner's hand. Then, if there are no cards exiled with Search the City, sacrifice it. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. Now, that's kind of an interesting one. It's basically a really, really delayed way. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Interesting. I'm just looking at it, I'm trying to think of a way to only exile 1 card with it or something. Some way to trigger the extra turn. But, they engineered that in such a way that it's going to be really difficult to cheat that extra turn out. What else we got here? Cyclonic Rift, colors in a blue, instant, return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand and it overloads for 6 and a blue. That's actually pretty solid overall. Karaz the Guildmage, I think I mentioned I had one of those in there too. Give a creature +1/+1 intimidate until end of turn, or sack a dude and make a bunch of saplings. It's not bad. Gobbling Ooze, 4 and a green for a 3/3 pump green, sack another creature and he gets a +1/+1 counter. He's going to be a nice little dumping ground for creatures that are going to get removed anyway. And a Golgari Key Rune. All of the Key Runes are nice. This one turns into a 2/2 insect with Death Touch. Can't complain. Foil Dreg Mangler. That's going to be interesting. Chaos Imps at 6 mana for a 6/5 flyer with Unleash and has Trample as long as it has a +1/+1 counter. A Soulsworn Spirit, it's a 2/1 for 4 mana. It's unblockable. When it enters the battlefield, detain target creature an opponent controls. It's alright. Is it Key Rune? I think the Is it Key Rune is actually the weakest of them because it's the most prone to getting killed. Because it doesn't have any evasion abilities, and when it connects, it's got a nice rider ability. A really nice. Draw and discard? Yeah. Loot? Yeah. Codex Shredder. It's 1 mana. You tap it. You tap it to mill your opponent for 1, well, mill target player technically, and you can pay 5 colors, tap, and sack it to return a card from your graveyard to your hand. That's interesting. I mean, heavens forbid, it's graveyard recursion in any color. You know? Foil Rakdos Cackler, it's a 1/1 with Unleash for a red or a black. He's funky. A Corpse Jack Menace. He's just does evil stuff. 2 a black and a green for a 4/4. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be placed on creatures you control, twice that number instead. Yeah. V2 Ghazi Guildmage. He's a 2/2 for 6 mana, makes a 3/3 Centaur token, and for 4 mana populates. Populates for 4 mana. Come on, people. Reusable populate? That's just wrong. Wrong. Bizarre Kravid, it's a 5 mana for a 2/5. Whenever he attacks another target attacking creature, gets +0/+2 till end of turn. Untap that creature. It's interesting. I don't know what to think of it. A lot of people are going to be hesitant to use that guy. I can tell you that right now. We'll see how he works out, though. We'll see how he works out. What do we got here? Thought Flare. It's 3 a blue and a red. Instant, draw 4, then discard 2. It's interesting. I like seeing instant speed instant speed draw card and looting spells, because it makes things like rewind and stuff like that pertinent. You know, they're relevant now. Holy crap. Because, I mean, for a long time, Wizards of the Coast was very hesitant about printing instant speed draw card effects, because they came to the conclusion, holy crap, this stuff is powerful. And unfortunately, when it comes to sorcery speed draw spells, I think Wizards of the Coast is starting to learn, holy crap, no one plays this. You know, at least outside of, like, you know, draft and sealed deck. Maybe EDH, and even only then if it's a really good draw card effect. You know what I'm saying? What do I got here? Foil Pursuit of Flight. It's a cute card. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying if you pump blue. Righteous Authority. 3 colors, a white and a blue, and it's an aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each card in its controller's hand. At the beginning of the draw step of that enchanted creature's controller, that player draws an additional card. Spiffy. Psychic Spiral, you shuffle your graveyard into your deck and mill your opponent for how many cards were in your graveyard. That's nice. Skymark Rock, it's 2 a white and a blue for a 3/3 flyer. Whenever it attacks, you may return target creature defending player controls with toughness 2 or less to their hand. That's nice. Goblin Rally, 3 double red sorcery. You get 4/1/1 red goblin tokens. It's not bad. It's not bad. Last pack, we've got... Here we go. Yeah. Abrupt Decay. A lot of people are talking about this card. Green and black. Can't be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent with mana cost 3 or less. Interesting. Very interesting. A Golgari Decoy, he's a 2/2 with a built-in lure. That is, when he attacks, everything able to block him must do so. He's not bad. I mean, I could easily see him being, like, splashed into, like, a Rakdos deck or something, and just be, like, an aggressive way to finish the game. It's like, bam! Yeah, this is the only thing you can block. Everything else is getting through. Evil stuff. Fall the Gavel, 3 a white and a blue, counter a spell, gain 5 life. It's not bad. I would rather have seen Absorb reprinted. It's a white and double blue, counter target spell, gain 3 life, but they're not reprinting Absorb. They're just not. I can't really say I blame them, but whatever. And of course, a Minotaur Aggressor, 6/2 first strike haste for 7 mana. I'm seriously thinking about putting that in my Minotaur deck. Just didgeridoo him out on like turn 4 or something, or turn 3 or 4. It's like, BAM! Yeah, 6 power first striker with haste. Shabam. Shabam. So, Alright, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not super excited about what I got in the prize packs. I know there's some good cards in here. I mean, I know people are talking. I've heard people talk like nuts about Abrupt Decay. Righteous Authority's going to see some nice casual play. Drag Manglers. Oh yeah, there it is. Search the City. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really don't. I wish I could tell you. Cyclonic Rift is going to see, if nothing else, it's going to see some awesome amount of casual play. The Foil Drag Mangler. Someone's going to trade me for that. I can see it coming. You know what I'm saying? The Chaos Imps are interesting. I don't know what, if anything's going to happen with them. There we go. Corpse Jack Menace. There's a lot of people going nuts about the Corpse Jack Menace. Can't say I blame them much. So yeah, I did get some nice stuff, and if nothing else, you know, getting like, you know, a Niv Mizzet and a Shockland and a bunch of other goodies in my sealed pool was really nice. It was really nice. So, hey, you know what, guys? You know, keep an eye out, and hopefully have fun at release weekend. And I'm gonna call this this video a wrap, and hopefully get it spliced together and put up. And hey, you know, be good, be safe, happy gaming, etc., so forth and whatnot. Later, guys.